again on this very grey, miserable, dull day. So we're just out on a rest day ride today, just sort of cruising around, spinning the legs. And I thought it'd be a good time to take a look back because I've used the Wahoo now for a bit. Started to sort of get used to how to use it. And there's a few things I should clear up. So this video is going to be 5 things I missed coming from a Garmin to a Wahoo. Element Roam to be specific. So grey.
Will you take part in my life, my love? That is my dream. I think what I dream is what you make it. Always right.
So the first thing I'll clear up is when I was doing the little test thing of the Wahoo when I first got it, I was having issues with the, I don't know what you call them, I think they're called cues or something. So when you're coming up to a turn, it tells you how far away that turn is. Now, the reason I didn't have them, I believe, was because it was a Strava route. I don't think they have them like built into the file. Since using the route off Komoot, it has worked fine and it's been good. So it does do that and it works fine, just as well as the Garmin. So that's the first thing I'll clear up. And the second thing I should clear up is uploading to Strava automatically has sort of resolved itself over since I started. I didn't actually change anything. A couple of times I had to obviously delete the app and reinstall it. Then I just tried logging out of the app, the Connect app, and then logging back in, and it would upload. And then the next ride just automatically uploaded it, and it's been good since. It hasn't had any issues. It's just I've connected it to my phone, it's uploaded. So I don't really know why it went all weird at first, but it's working now. So let's head somewhere a bit nicer, somewhere I can sit down, and let's talk about 5 things that I miss coming from a Garmin to a Wahoo. Let's do it. So the first thing to say is this isn't a bad device and I do like it a lot more than when I previously used it. However, there are still a few things that I prefer on my Garmin and I just feel like this thing is lacking. These are all my personal opinions. I know other people won't care about these things, but if you're coming from Garmin, you might. So the first thing is profiles. On this, you do not have profiles. Now, I know everyone likes the fact that you can just change the data screens, but for me, profiles wasn't so much about the data screens. To do with profiles on my Garmin was set up different bikes, so my Canyon or my Sonda or whatever bike it was, and I always knew what I wanted from them bikes, so I could always preset the data screen so it was just ready to go. But mainly, I like to use them profiles to track how many miles I had done on each particular bike. Mainly so I can keep an eye on like the chain and cassette wear and stuff, so I sort of have an idea of how many miles I can do. I'm pretty sure you can probably do that on Strava, but I don't like to like list all my bikes and I can't be bothered to do it on there. I just like to have it to hand. I could just look, oh, this bike's done this many miles, and I can just have it all set up, ready to go. On this, I'll have to, I guess I'm gonna have to like figure out maybe to do it on Strava, I'm not sure. Second point is scrolling around on the map. Now, let me show you this. correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like you should be able to do this. However, I just can't figure out how to do it. So if you can do it, comment section below, help me out. But for now, because I can't figure out how to do it, it's kind of bugging me. So if I load a route onto here, so let's say I do this route here, I load this route. Okay, let's say I'm following a route on this device right now, and I want to check the route on the map to see what I've got coming up. Okay, I can use the cues and stuff. However, I sometimes like to just be able to like scroll around the map, see what's coming up. Like if I stop, just like sit down like this, I can just scroll around the map. However, on this, all I can figure out to do is zoom in and zoom out. Now, I feel like you should be able to like scroll around the screen. I know you can do it when you want to like route yourself to somewhere, but is there a way of doing it just while you're following a route? Because I haven't figured it out. Please, if you know, comment below. Thanks. Point 3. Not being able to change the speed, this thing auto pauses. Sounds like a stupid little thing and a thing that you wouldn't care. You want it to pause when you get to 0, right? Well, not really. I kind of want it to pause at 3 miles an hour. Now, on my Garmin, I used to be able to set, I think, between 0, 3 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, maybe there was another one, I don't remember. I used to always have it on 3 miles an hour. The reason this annoys me is because you stop, you get off your bike, it pauses at 0 miles an hour, okay, you get off your bike, fine. You walk to the cafe, you walk to the shop, and it just resumes. So then you're like, oh, I have to pause it manually anyway. So if the auto pause wouldn't kick in and start again until like 3 miles an hour, that'd be perfect for me. I know it's a little buggy thing, and it's a proper first world problem, that, but it just annoys me a bit. And I would like that option to be able to choose the speed that it auto pauses at, because I never cycle lower than 3 miles an hour. If I am, the wahoo should just kick me off the bike, really. So the 4th point for this wahoo is, and I know I said it in the previous one, and it's still really just, I don't like it, it's the segment screen. I just want that map. I really want that map. I like to do the longer efforts, and I can be up to like 20-30 minutes, even longer than that, and I like to sort of have the route on the map so I can sort of keep an eye on where I am, where I'm going. Also, I really liked having the other person on that map so I could see in relation where I am on my ride compared to that other person or my previous ride. And this just doesn't offer that, so it does make doing time trial efforts, segments, just a bit kind of, because you have to actually really think about the route. Like if maybe you just find one on Strava, you want to give it a go, you actually have to research the route. You can't just be like, all right, let's just follow the map, just see how I do. So yeah, I just prefer the segment screen, or just that option of having that other person on the map and having that route on the map for a segment. Can I have it on here, please? 5th and final thing I will say about the wahoo, and it's about the segments again, it is that if I can't just manually disable a segment, I have to completely delete it, connect this thing to Wi-Fi, and let it sort of redo it all. On my Garmin, I was able to just have them all loaded on there. I could go through it manually and go, right, disable that one, disable that one, disable one. Also set goals for that one. Not sure if you can actually set goals for each segment on here. Maybe you can, you have to do it through the app. However, you can't, at least as far as I'm aware, you can't just manually disable a segment on this device without just completely deleting it off the device. Brings me on to a little minor point. I'm having a lot of issues getting this thing to connect to Wi-Fi. I normally have to forget the Wi-Fi that I'm doing and start it again, or it just doesn't seem to work properly. I don't know if there's a fix for that. Hopefully maybe there'll be an update or something, but it's just not all plain sailing with this thing so far. To just manually disable a segment on the device itself, or even in the app, like if I could just scroll through there, disable it without having to completely delete it, would be amazing. Because I like to have like them set up, but I might not want to do it that day. I might not want to put an effort in, and if I want to put an effort on one and then the other one pops up, it just becomes basically unusable for the segments. So I kind of just like that option on the Garmin, that I could just manually go through them and just like disable them, or so that's that. So that is 5 things I miss from my Garmin, coming from my Wahoo so far. I'm still using this device, I'm still learning, and I'm no expert on it. So if I've made any mistakes, please comment below, let me know. Always want to be able to fix it. So let's carry on my ride, find our way back to the road. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a thumbs up. Please leave it a thumbs up. Hit that like button, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And if you have any comments below regarding anything about the Wahoo or the Garmin, drop me a comment. Woo! This is kind of scary on a road bike. It's like gravel on a road bike. Let's do it. But I'll see you in the next one, so keep smiling.